we are back again, and I don't know how far the lag is on YouTube Lives here, so figure if I wait for people to jump on, it might be quiet if there's a lag in it, and I'm not chatting it up here. So we're finishing up the day here with the 265-foot superload. It's wind blade for a wind turbine, and we'll be jumping off the highway here in about 2 miles and get to part ways with the state police and get this thing unloaded and get the trailer all closed up. And if you do jump on my earlier live...
1 into 5, they still have all those barrels up, but there's no trucks or anything.
Yeah, but nothing to worry about. I had mentioned earlier on my live, I'll be coming back this afternoon here as we finish up. We'll be done with the state police here and get this trailer unloaded and get the trailer closed up.
The ramp is quiet back here.
If you've jumped on here, we are jumping off the highway right now here with our superload. And we'll be finishing up the day with the state police and stacking up this wind blade and closing up the trailer. So, be a few seconds here for the load to get caught up and get traffic shut down here. Guys got the sign down for us already.
Clear travel on. Clear travel 2.
What's going on, buddy? How we doing, man?
Stepping out.
Oh. 1 second. Hey, boss.
Right hand side of the
Right side. The right side of the intersection, right here, right. We'll have you block that, and then me and her will grab the left-hand side. We're going left. Oh, appreciate the thumbs up. We got a new trooper with us here today, so she's not too sure of the routine here, so get around this traffic here and we got 3 sitting at the light there at the intersection. We're gonna have to clear them out. Jump out real quick, stop this traffic coming from this direction. See what I can do with the back camera. It's kind of hard to hold the phone here while we're doing this, but we're taking our last intersection here. Appreciate the thumbs up already. Helps kind of push the video out here a little bit. But we're finishing up this behind me here in the camera. This is a 74-meter wind turbine blade, and it's about 265 feet total, so it's pretty massive. These guys got it down to a science back there making these turns. That's a pretty decent, easy turn as far as what some of them do, but now I have to run up the road here and get traffic shut down so these guys can turn into the job site. Wow, you guys are quick on the thumbs up. I appreciate it. It's I'm kind of be lying if I didn't say I clapped my hands out loud earlier when I finished up that live, because it had like 17,000 views, which isn't much in the grand scheme of things. It just those fours at you. You guys will be all clear when you get to the parking lot. But yeah, had 17,000 people on that last live, and picked up about 40 new subscribers to the channel, so that's
a great job.
It's pretty awesome as far as all that goes. These guys are getting ready to make their swing into the job site here. Won't call it the job site, we'll call it the
Turning in?
We'll call it the pad.
Yes, sir.
I noticed if you mess with the squelch, you don't hear anything.
Oh, yeah.
When I lost you guys.
Yeah, if you turn it down too far, these are not meant for distance. They're meant for being out of the car. And
so just getting off there, I'm like, I asked her, I was like, are we making a hard right? Because I'm like trying to follow directions and stuff. And she's like,
yeah.
And I'm like, well,
no.
So we did not make that right.
Yeah. Is this your first time on
this route, yes.
Okay.
This route.
Okay.
All right, trailers all in. Brandon Tip across the road.
So I work out of Boston, New York.
Oh, okay.
Our zone to come do these.
Right.
It's like it's an hour and 20-minute drive.
It's gonna be all clear.
It'll be another hour 20 here.
Hey, just trying backing in. You want me to do like we were doing in the very beginning?
Yeah,
well, let's see how much room when we get down there. I was thinking that might be the necessary move, but we'll see.
There's only a week left.
Copy.
Just this week, right?
Just this week and Monday next week, but they will. I heard there's another shipment coming in next year in like April, so there'll be another several months of these. So,
Gotcha.
yeah, we'll see on that one, and hopefully the route's exactly the same.
All right.
You gonna make me get out? Oh, here we go, pickle in the middle.
Yeah.
All right, guys, appreciate it.
All right,
Thanks
take
for the
care.
help. Yep, have a good one.
All right. See ya.
All right. Yeah, definitely. It was that trooper's first time on this route. She didn't know which way we were going, but we're now just getting pulled into, I don't want to call it the job site. That's the wrong way to put it. This is just the storage facility for these blades until they go up to the hill there, so.
What was going on there in that one spot where you said don't block?
Oh, in Mayville? When we're going through Mayville, if you stop cars down there outside of town, they end up right where he needs to go in that left lane. So, well, when we're in Mayville, though, once we get past like the light and everything, you just want to go down to the curve in those trees, because I'll let all the traffic flow up that curve and I won't stop them until there's a spot past that wire. All the way, or that road that's all the way up there on the left, anywhere up there. But if you stop those cars, they end up sitting right where he needs to go on that left shoulder, and they don't want to move. So I'll just let him keep going up the road.
Yeah, the tip just coming through the gate. I think we might be able to get away with one more the way we've been doing it.
Right. Well, even the trooper didn't know, because she thought they just needed to stop, and she stopped them. And I said, no, they need to keep going. They're right in the way. So, but no worries. We got it figured out. And sometimes with the newer escorts, you give them a little.
Hey, Ryan, do I need to go in? You're all set, Deb. Here we go. Yes, sir.
I typically don't not respond, but you try not to. We don't get on the radio when these guys are making turns and stuff like that. This is
Clear everything, pulling away from the building.
they need to be able to communicate this stuff, and if there's any issues, be able to say stop. And if you bleed up the radio, then they can't talk, and that's when things happen. So commence radio silence when the steerman here is doing his job that I never want to do. Forget that. Oh, Dean Hansen there. Hello, said hi, and chill. Some of these names on here, you can make anything your tag on here. I've seen some that I can't even pronounce. But yeah, we're in the job site, and my cameramanship is not that great, but we will get this. You can see this pile out here of turbine blades. I have no idea how many that is, but it's a lot. I think there's over 10, 20. I think there's like 30 to 35 full windmills or wind turbines, whatever you want to call it.
Nice and easy. I'm gonna.
That'll go up.
Step out.
That'll be full turbines that'll end up on a hill somewhere after these all get shipped up to the pads. So, not sure when that'll be, but I've been doing this all week with these lives. I did one this morning, and yeah, I had when I clicked off of it there, it had a total of almost 17,000 people that jumped on. So
it'll probably be where I can get my line.
that was pretty exciting for me because it's been kind of stagnant on the channel. I've been taking a break from it, but I'm just realizing you can do these live. So
Alright, so we're gonna get the tires around.
this guy here, he's going to steer that whole trailer back into where it needs to be with the, obviously, the help of the driver, but
Alright, start using it back.
that's how they get that backed in under those cranes, and then those cranes can hook up, lift this off, stack it up on one of those other blades, and then we close this huge trailer down, which is truck and trailer's almost 200 feet, give or take, because this whole, when we're trucking these down the highway, that back end there, that's about 65 feet. That's almost a whole semi that hangs out past these rear axles. And that's typically where the steerman is riding under those and making sure everything's where it needs to be, watching for cars, and blocking traffic when he has to, because that, it's not too crazy. These things are kind of pretty amazing the way they're built, but it's a 65-foot overhang on a huge load like this, so they can kind of go where they want to go. And yeah.
I just clear this crane. I'm gonna ease out of it so you can put your head in a little bit harder.
Appreciate it. GTO. Yeah, we do our best to stay safe. I've been trying to.
This is probably the last day we'll be able to do it this way.
It gets a little tight back here. This area is getting smaller and smaller that we have to park these in. There's only 1 week left, so there'll be about, you see those stacked up there. I think today is Monday, so there'll be 1, 2, we'll make a stack today, and then there'll be 4 more stacks for the rest of the week, 4 wide, and then 1 more next week. So that whole back row is going to be completely filled. But yeah, I've been making these lives, and it's the propeller is that blade. This is where my comedy comes in. This is where my comedy comes in. It's 74 meters, and I always make the joke, I'm an American and I'm stupid, so I don't know what that equates out to for feet, but I do know that it's 265 foot is 265 foot is the total length with the truck, so I imagine 74 meters has to be, if you take out about 25 feet off of that truck there, these got to be around 230, 240 feet. So they're pretty long. Yeah, they are. Is that really the math? 74 times 3? Is there 3 feet to a meter? Yeah, like I said, I'm I'm an American. We don't do too many meters here, and I couldn't tell you Celsius to Fahrenheit. It's we're in Dansville, New York here.
4, 3, 2, 1, stop.
There we go. They got it in underneath the crane, and these guys will roll in and hook those big straps up to it, get it flipped sideways, and stick it on that pile there. But yeah, Dansville, 3 foot 3 inches per meter. I will, let's see if I can remember that next time somebody asks me, see if I can do the own math in my head. 1 yard. Okay, so it's close. It's just a little off there, maybe 9 inches or something like that, or 6 inches. And Monroe, New York. Yeah, we've been here for months in the same neighborhood. I actually, I hail from west of Buffalo there, right out in Pennsylvania there at the New York line, PA line, right on the shores of Lake Erie. So, go Bills, right? Joys and sorrows. Well, there ain't too many joys and sorrows. I'm joyful to be working and being local. I usually have to, go Bills. Typically I have to work all over the country because the loads that I go on are, they're typically long ones. 6, 7, 10 states. I've had some jobs where we've gone through 13 or 14 states to get where we're going. So right now, the last 2.5 months, I've been, lucky enough and blessed enough to be on this local job, which gets me home with my daughter every night, rather than having to have other people keep an eye on her. And Cowboys. Oh no. I appreciate you watching, but get out of here with that. What was that? 40-40? Not 41-40, 40-40. But we'll leave that be. We won't. I just spent 2 hours on the phone with my buddy arguing about football, and it turns out I don't know anything about anything because I'm a Bills fan, and I make my plays with my heart, and that is literally the worst thing you can do when you're a Buffalo Bills fan. So, yeah, 40-40, that's kind of crazy. But who's the windmill maker? These are Vestas blades, I believe they're called. These ones came in. They had a big ship. I think it was a British ship there that brought these from India and came all the way over and channeled their way into the Great Lakes and ended up in the port of Erie in Erie, Pennsylvania. German, yes, I believe Vestas might be German. Again, I'm not typically, this isn't normally what I do. This is only the second time I've done wind, unless it's a one-off or just helping out randomly. But normally I work on other stuff, big buildings and tanks and pretty much anything oversized. When there is propeller casting far from your city, you're tired. What makes your tiredness go away apart from resting and sleeping? Resting and sleeping. Well, fortunately for me, these I picked these up in the morning. This is only 15 minutes from my house where I picked these up in the morning. So it's actually a short ride to work in the morning, and that's pretty convenient. I can get my kid off to school and everything else and pretty much be home in the evening. So I'm really lucky to have local work right now, because if you do check out my channel and check out the the vlogs I have on there, almost every single one of them that you see, I'm nowhere near my house. I'm 1,000 miles away, and just kind of, I enjoy it. I enjoy the work, but I enjoy being home a lot more with the family and stuff. But it's just kind of the name of the job, and I enjoy the job, and I'm not the best out here by any means, and I've only been out here for 8 or 9 years, but I think I do fairly well at it. And if you're sought after, or you have customers that like to use you a lot and stuff, you kind of have to go where the work's at, and that's just, it's kind of how this job goes. So yeah, but as far as like far away, I mean, if I have well in advance notice for a job that is far away, I try to pace out when I leave. I've actually left New York for a job out of Price, Utah a few months back. And that all in all is a 3-day drive, even pushing hard. So you kind of got to pace it out. And when you I'm a huge coffee drinker. I have a coffee pot in my car. I can make a cup of coffee at any point. I just pull over, fresh coffee. I do the energy drinks. Those are not wise. They're bad for you. I can drink 5 or 6 cups of coffee or 5 or 6 bottles of water, but the moment I drink an energy drink, I have to go to the bathroom, and that's a clear indicator that they're really, really unhealthy for you. But as far as getting tired, it depends on the tired. If you're tired because you're bored, you can pull over, get a refresher, do what you do, and get woken up. If you're tired because you're tired and you need sleep and all that, I don't mess around anymore. You need to pull off and sleep. Absolutely none of these jobs are worth me risking my life or anybody else out on the road over a couple dollars, or to make some money. So I learned that years ago. I had a couple times where I was so tired, I don't even know how I made it to where I was going. And, I don't want to say scary incidents, but you only have to catch yourself falling asleep a couple of times chasing after some money to go. No amount of money and no amount of getting bills paid or whatever else is worth me never coming home again. So I just don't do that anymore. If I'm that tired, there's rest areas all along the highway. Get off the damn road, get some sleep, even a 2-3 hour nap. And the guys I work with have a lot of the same customers I work with all the time. And I know a lot of them on a personal level. We share numbers. When they see me do something online or whatever, they'll give me a call and razz me. And all of these guys, if I say, hey man, I have to stop or whatever else, nobody's ever been angry with me or whatever else, because they'd rather see me get there and leave a little later than we should have, just because, especially if you left in plenty of time and whatever else. Everybody's going to tell you the same thing. None of these jobs are worth driving tired or risking your life or anything like that. So, yeah, so how many trips a day? I'm just doing one. We run 3 of these blades a day out of Erie because we stagger. Pennsylvania, we have 2 escorts, and they'll cycle or rotate each 3 blades out with the same set of troopers, and then New York will give us 2 troopers per load. So it's 3 a day. Pretty much each one of these piles is one day's work there, Monday through Friday, because fortunately in New York, we cannot work on weekends. There's no travel on Saturdays and Sundays, so in some ways that's terrible. That's a terrible thing for truckers and oversized loads and stuff from other states, because they're used to going kind of all the time. But when you live in New York and you do work all week, you're forced to have a weekend, and I'm getting older, and I like having a weekend every once in a while. Plus, it's football season. These propellers go through my town. It's definitely a process. Oh yeah, it's definitely a process for sure. But these guys have it all figured out before these ever pull out of where they're going. I am going to, while we're sitting here, I got to jump out and take my stuff down. So these guys are just getting this hooked up, and they will be getting ready. I'll get the camera here hooked up on it, but I'm going to take my stuff down. That way I'm out of the way, and then these guys will be ready to hoist this thing up in a minute. I'll be right back with you guys. Wouldn't weekends have lighter traffic? Yes, they absolutely would have lighter traffic. The issue is DOT doesn't like to work on the weekends, and if you know you got the weekends off, people are going to do stuff that they shouldn't be out here doing, and that's when things can get more dangerous. And lighter traffic is really I got a few of these guys kind of follow my channel. I'm not going to say that. Everybody on this job is awesome, easy to work with, and whatever else. It's another story when you end up in a scale house and you don't have your stuff together, or you run. I mean, if you're saying that about the DOT, chances are you might be referencing Ohio. They can be pretty bad. Dansville, New York. This is where we're at here, setting these up in the staging area. Dansville, New York, and then these, when they get built, they'll be around Cohocton, New York, and in that general area. And I could be slightly wrong. These ones might be going to a different site, but it's out here in the general area of Dansville, New York, within a 50-mile radius, I would say. Yeah, these guys are getting it hoisted up, and they will be ready to take this down. So I'm gonna take my stuff off real quick here.
All right, ready on you. Might as well take it straight forward. I'll grab the ass to the left a little bit. Copy. Here we go. Clear everything, give me about another 20 feet. Right about there will be good. Steering pin. Copy.
Perfect. So now we got this pulled out. This is about 180 feet, and we're going to close this trailer down to. I'm going to close it down to legal length here, 80 feet. I'm going to get out and give these guys a hand. It's kind of hard for me to hold the camera, so I am going to move it into a really, really bad contraption of a holder here. And when we get it all done and closed up and I'm getting ready to rip out, I'll try to get back to the questions here and respond, or even when I'm done with the live, I'll go back through it later when I get home and see if I can't respond to most of them, as long as they're you know, easy to respond to. I seen a couple of comments on or questions on my last live, and I feel like the people were screwing with me, honestly. It's not the kind of answer you want to give to somebody on any online forum, or even respond to, because, well, you make a lot of enemies out here too. So, all right, I'm gonna find a spot for this. Everything's unhooked. Last thing down, lights off. I'm gonna go find a good spot for this close by, so you can watch the process of how we make a 200-foot truck and trailer down to an 80-foot trailer again. So, be back with you after it's done. And if you are here and you are watching, thumbs up helps the videos. I had 17,000 views earlier on this morning's live with this, so and I picked up quite a few subscribers off of it. So safety first. I don't want to get yelled at here. I almost forgot. Safety first, right? We always got to have this on the job site, at least when people are looking, or when you want to save your head. So anything could happen, you know, a bird could fall out of the sky and whack you in the head here. You never know. It is a windmill site, right? That's a joke. But we'll get down here and give these guys a hand. Get you set up on the back of the truck for now. Give you a good idea of how it goes. All right. We are getting a little closer. You get all the hydraulic lines and brake lines, they stretch down this 200 and some feet. So you got to get those all disconnected and get it all unflagged and all the stuff out of the way that can get pinched. And then these sections here, they slide into each other, so each section slides into the section behind it until it's just one section, kind of like a slinky or a back scratcher that gets longer and whatnot. They all fit inside each other. So I'll set this back here for now. to still be on here. This is how we make these smaller. Two more sections coming in here. They all fit right inside of each other, so it's pretty slick. This is how they get the arch in the trailers, that way they don't scrape on the ground. Thank you. Oh, man. Oh, I missed the last spot. And if you guys are on here, the thumbs up are what helps push these videos out there. You don't have to, but it doesn't hurt you to do it either. It's kind of how I look at it, right? Make the 35 and a 45, that'd be great. But now, these are all hooked in. Now this trailer is under 80 foot long, or 80 foot-ish, as we like to say. And now, nobody likes a broken windshield, so this one always gets stuck for some reason, so. Oh. Yeah, that is it. There's the true professional doing all the work. All the heavy lifting. Appreciate the thumbs up on that, guys. We're just about done packing up here, and then I'll be getting out of here and maybe look back at the comments for a few minutes. Those were in chronological order.
Right.
Oh, you flip them when you put them in?
Yeah.
Good to know.
It don't take much to bring the fuck out.
Ah, true. I'd edit that out, but I can't. It's live, so sorry for the potty mouth. You know what it's like working with truck drivers. I ain't never got nothing nice to say. Except for Wes here. He'll teach you how to cook anything you want if you can got a pen and a paper. Good thing you got gloves on, right? And we'll go get this hooked back up. See if I can do it one-handed. I can't. I'm not that talented. All right, 65 people hanging around. Appreciate it. Here's that terrible drink I was talking about. These are really bad for you, but they taste really good. So when I can't get a cup of coffee, or I decide I don't want to drink water because, well, I don't like water, that's another option. I do drink water, but I usually wait till I'm well past dehydrated and don't feel good, and well, then I do it so I can live. All right, well, it's all packed up. All packed up. And we'll say peace out. We rotate. Mr. Wesley, good driving. Got 17,000 people this morning that watched us go through Mayville and Sherman and whatever else. Yeah.
17,000 people.
Yeah, well, there's like 75 here right now, but they come on and go off, so total people, but we'll see you Wednesday. Yeah. All right. I'll get your boots, Mr. Robert. I want my drink too.
Oh, I thought you were handing me.
Oh, no, I wasn't. I just was going to put you on camera, but yeah, that's right. There we go. I'm not famous on YouTube, so you won't be either. Don't worry. It's a good team here. Works together. They work together real well, and these jobs. I mean, mind you, this is an easy route, honestly, but they get it done without any hiccups. Really, there's not been any on this job that I know of, other than dealing with traffic, unfortunately. So, and now, go back to the real hat, because this hard hat gives me a headache. Everything's about being in the right spot, so I keep this one. I keep it right there on the passenger seat so I can grab it whenever I need it on the job site, close to reach. Some job sites, the guys are, they don't even want to see you step foot out of your car without your hard hat on, and I get it, because, hey, let me grab the radios. Do you give these back to him, or
Yeah.
you want me to walk him up?
Sure.
Yeah, save you a step.
Okay. Smart thing is when he pulls out here to shrink, you park right next to him, hand him then start helping.
Right then?
Or
Okay.
put him on a seat.
I honestly didn't know if you charged them and gave them to him, and like I don't know which way it
that's
goes.
on
So
him. Yeah, I usually sit on him, and then I'm like, oh yeah, hey, got the
yeah.
radio.
Oh, yeah.
Heidi always like tossed him in and fucking jetted.
right. All right, man. I'll see you in the morning. Hey, we're truck 1, right?
Truck 1, yes.
Yeah, Bart's 1. You having issues?
I'm just gonna check my oil.
Oh, yeah, good call. He's checking his oil. He's way more responsible than I am. But I just watched my little meter on my car that says, hey, change your oil. Actually, this one runs synthetic, which most newer cars do. That's nothing special, but synthetic, really, you can get 10,000 miles before that meter on your car tells you have to change the oil. It's got like a percentage thing. So, hey Wes, on your seat. But love you too. Bye. Yeah, so you can get close to 10, and these miles we do as pilot cars are all highway. So it's not stop and go, it's not whatever. And it's not to say it's not hard miles, especially cutting across Wyoming at 110 degrees. I mean, it's all hard, but I typically try to pace it out. If I'm going on a big long trip and I'm at 7,000 miles and I know I got a 5,000 mile trip, I'll do my oil before I leave. That way I'm not stuck trying to change it I just do mine at Walmart because I've been going to the same Walmart for 20 years now. And at least one of the guys that works at my Walmart's been there for at least 10 of them. And one of the other guys been there for several years, and they kind of know, I'm not going to say I get preferential treatment, but if I come in there for an oil change, they tend to get me in and out. And you know, like I went in there last week, it said 0% because I've been home for months working local, so I wasn't paying attention to my oil, and it gave me the buzzer and said change your oil, you're at 0%. And I got in there, and yeah, I think they were short-handed or whatever it was. I don't want to say they had cars ahead of me, but needless to say, they had me done in like 25 minutes so I could get out the door. And a couple of the guys live right where we drive these. They live in the towns that these go through, so they kind of know what we're doing. And, you know, one hand washes the other, and that's kind of the nice thing about knowing people. So, hello to everybody saying hi here. DOT do mean good. Imagine if people were allowed to do what they wanted. There would be a lot more dangers on the road. I don't know. I can't form a good opinion on DOT because I've met a lot of the guys that are really great. And I've never, you know, not that I don't have an absolute mess here, but when you pull and you have all of your, you know, I don't want to show everything, but I mean, some people just throw their garbage on the floor, but when you pull in and you have your book and all your papers and all your stuff and all your inspections organized here, they tend to go through you a lot less than they would if you come in really disorganized. And that's just from the pilot car part of it, but there is a lot of states that, you know, this paperwork at like Wyoming, Utah, Washington, New Mexico, New York, which, you know, I live right here. I'm in New York all the time, so it's really, I don't think of it as hard. But if you show up and you have all your stuff slightly organized or have kind of look like you take it serious, they just tend to not go over you so hard. And that's from, and then in my back there, behind that seat, I don't want those to fall. That's my ride home cookie there. But behind that back seat in the back hatch, and you can see kind of the remnants of the pile. But that is, like that right there is just a pile of brand new extra flags for the truck, for the pilot car. And then you can kind of catch the corner of it there, but 2 spare CB radios in case there's any issues like that. But behind that seat, I have a whole tote of all my mandatory equipment, and that has, I get you put up here in the holder. That has all my fire extinguishers, road flares, road triangles, extra oversized load banners for me and for the truck, because at some point in some state they decided that the pilot car should be responsible to have spare signs for the trucking company. I don't necessarily agree with that, but if it's, it's just one more expense you got to hold on to, and if that's the difference between passing an inspection and not passing an inspection, then I'm going to go ahead and have it. But DOT can be good or bad. Again, I've never had an issue. But the trucks I've been with have had issues over the years, and not always a fault of their own. I mean, we've we've been into Ohio with a huge superload. I don't know, my phone's ringing here, so I'm going to give it a second in case the volume cut out there. We were in Ohio one time bringing a load out of Indiana, and we weren't far from the Ohio line. And we waited the best we could to line it up, because you're not allowed to go into Ohio until 9 a.m. And we were respecting that. We weren't trying to do anything or whatever else. But in order to get to where we go cross into Ohio, we had a detour. It was 2-lane. You're allowed to run in Indiana, and you're just not allowed to make it into Ohio until 9 o'clock. Well, you can time it out as perfect as you want, but these heavy haul drivers and these oversized loads are limited on the time that they can run, the hours that they can run. They have curfews that other trucks don't have on the road, so when they're trucking, it's because they gotta get where they're going. And so needless to say, we ended up on a 2-lane detour, and there was cars behind us and everything else, and we couldn't stop right where it was at. So we ended up in Ohio 8:58 in the morning, and got into the scale house. It was open, so I went in, and the guy told me, have your truck pull around back, which, the scale house right there that I'm thinking of is not big enough for what we had to pull in there. But sure enough, he made him do it, and he sent him out of the office with a bunch of tickets for being there 2 minutes early. So the give and the take rules are there for a reason, but at the same time, it's like, we just came 20 miles and we ended up here 2 minutes off of schedule, and you're still gonna throw the book and whatever else. So in instances like that, yes. However you said it. In that case, they're just kind of pricks. There's not really another way to put it. But kill them with kindness and go on about your day, because there's not really much you're gonna do about it. And if you want to be a jerk back, they can be a jerk way harder than you can. That's just kind of how it goes. I myself I remember my first year out here, same instance in Ohio, and the trucks that I was with, they were a little overweight. I'm a pilot car, so there's not. I have nothing to do with weight. I mean, I could look at a truck and a load and tell that it's not 200,000 pounds, but I can't tell if it's 18,000 pounds overweight. And they were overweight on some of their tires or axles or whichever. And as we were pulling out of the scale house, the scale master got on. Pilot cars need to pay better attention to this. And I mean, I'm not a super smart guy. I don't proclaim to be the smartest in the book, but we're pilot cars. We don't carry portable scales and measure our drivers' loads before we leave for the day. So in reality, that was about the dumbest thing that DOT guy could have said to us. You pilot cars need to pay better attention to this. I'm sorry, I didn't grasp that he was overweight, and I don't know how you think we would either. Our job to show up, when I'm running a pole car on one of these loads and I show up, it's my responsibility to measure the height of the load. And I will do that, or I will be with the driver as he measures it in front of me. So I know and he knows exactly how tall the load is, and that it's matching with the permit, or right there with the permit, and then we go from there. It's not our job as pilot cars to measure axle spacings and measure weights and go over the driver's credentials. I actually watched a video of another pilot car talking about it, and he said, we're not the pilot car DOT police or whatever, and he's absolutely right. Some of these cars get out here and get so absolutely pretentious about it, like they'll stop a load or jump off a load because it's not exactly as it is to a T with the permit, or some states you can only go 55 miles an hour and the drivers will be doing 60, and the pilot cars will be like, I'm not doing, but we rarely get tickets as the pilot cars. It's the driver's load, it's their responsibility, and they're the ones that get in trouble. Now, we get held liable if something happens. Our insurance comes into play, and we can get in trouble as far as that goes. And in some states, we can get ticketed, just like the truck can, for being ill-prepared. New York being one of them. Like if I took one of these jobs into New York and we happened to roll into an inspection, if I didn't have all the stuff that I needed, per item is a $250 fine or offense or whatever. So we have a very small amount of required equipment to have in the car back here, which if you have everything for, let's say, Colorado or Wyoming or something, then you have everything you need for New York except for 3 items. This here, a flag, and we have special decals on the door. Outside of that, you should have everything you need. And I've heard stories where cars are like, well, we're going to do it anyways because, we want that money or whatever. And then you get pulled into an inspection and they're missing 4 items and it's $1,000 in fines. And I don't know, my idea on the matter is spend a couple of bucks and have what you need for the job, and then you don't ever have to worry about it. Have extra. A big thing that I do out here, several times I've had it happen, and I don't agree with it. It doesn't mean it's okay, but there is people that are new out here, haven't been around a long time. I carry extra stuff. That way, if they happen to be undersupplied for what they need for an inspection, I can throw a few things to them and say, hey, you need this, this, and this. But it keeps our load from stopping, getting shut down, getting permits pulled, and costing the driver money and the escort money. Because if you can go just a little bit further, or a little bit above and beyond, and it's really not much. It's you buy 2 flags for $6 or $7 a piece. Buy 4. Why not? You know what I mean? Or we have to have flags in New York that have weights on the bottom of them. Well, just make 2. You know what I mean? Like, it's all just little things, but it keeps the trucks rolling and keeps the jobs getting done and keeps us getting paid. So, but anyways, yeah, I am headed down the highway now, headed towards home. I was thinking about doing a live later, kind of a little different. I don't know if I'm going to or not. I'm trying to work on a video. It says I'm live. Hit the thumbs up. It says I'm live. Hit the thumbs up. Check out the vlog. Or don't, you know, don't make anybody do anything they don't want to. And the more people who get notified on tomorrow morning when we pull out on the next superload. So, thanks for coming. Thanks for coming.